Hello, my name is Frankie Franco Cabrera, and this is my presentation for my senior thesis project. So, starting off with my table of contents, we got acknowledgments, autobiography, objective, conceptual concerns, process and progression, and conclusion. So, I would like to start off by acknowledging Susan Gerdeman, Israel Franco Muller, Mary Aiken, Vix Baker, Jamie Dehart, Janessa Belcotter, and my electric screws I've had within the past year. These people have made this project possible by providing their knowledge, support, and/or labor, and this project would not have been successful without them, so I would like to officially thank and acknowledge them. So, autobiography. How I came to do this thesis project. Going into high school, I always wanted to be a screen actor, so I took Acting 1, where I found out that the fall play, The Giver, was being put. I auditioned to act in it, and although I didn't earn a role, I got put in electric screw where I immediately fell in love with lighting and everything that came with it. Within the next couple of years, I rose up and did everything surrounding it, including deck electrician, projections designer, lighting designer, master electrician, and stage manager. But I always kept coming back to lighting designer, which is just what I loved the most and what I was the best at. So for this fourth quarter thesis, I would like to improve on my lighting design and be ready for my future as a lighting designer by learning new pieces of software and acquiring new pieces of hardware. So the problem was, as I move into the next step of my life, I needed to be prepared and for anything that was thrown at me in order to have the most opportunities that I could. I figured I would do this by first quarter learning learning ETC EOS, which is a general family of programming software that is used to program lighting. For second quarter, I would like to acquire a Pelican case, which just is generally used to transport lighting equipment across different areas, including planes. Third quarter, I would like to learn about CHAMSYS and how it's different from ETC and how it's similar to ETC. And fourth quarter, I would like to apply everything that I've learned and everything that I've acquired in a fully realized production. I have my primary sources and my secondary sources listed right there. My uncle is Israel Franco Muller. He was just an amazing mentor and advisor throughout all of this. And for secondary sources, I used just a bunch of YouTube. Conceptual concerns. I was worried about a couple of things going into this, including the complexity of the software and how hard it would be to learn without actually having something to apply it to, like intelligent lighting. Like I'd be basically learning all of it theoretically. The cost of hardware. Some things are very expensive, especially like the Pelican case and any like electronic hardware. And just generally technological advancement and change in the industry. Like I don't want to completely learn something and then some new technology comes out and I have to relearn something else before I even get to use it. So process and progression. Quarter one, I successfully watched through most of the ETC EOS learning series while following along, performing the same commands on my laptop and using ETC Nomad. I became very familiar with the ETC family and am now comfortable calling myself competent with it in a professional setting. Designed lighting for A Midsummer Night's Dream, part of which included the use of gobos for location and texture. I learned about the intensity required to make a gobo truly stand out. Quarter 2. I acquired a Pelican case which comes full of cuttable foam to fit hardware in. I attempted to cut the foam to fit my also newly acquired DMX stock and learned about the sharpness required from the knife that is used to cut this foam accurately and neatly. I acquired the hardware necessary to connect my MacBook to the DMX dock through USB-C, Ethernet, and DMX in that order. I designed lighting for Peter Wendy, which employed heavy use of flashlights to create many silhouettes. This show honed my abilities to work with actors in order to create a final effect and to manage equipment that needs to be checked on before every performance routinely. Quarter 3, I downloaded Chamsys, Magic Q, QLab, Vectorworks, and Capture. I gained basic knowledge on how Chamsys thinks and the similarities and differences it shares with the ETC. I experimented with Vectorworks and Capture through a pre-modeled design by altering different parameters and seeing how they affect the model. I created a basic show through QLab to familiarize myself with the simplest functions. Quarter 4, I designed lighting for Alice by Heart, which was absolutely the most rewarding part of this thesis project, because I used DMX lighting as well as LED strips, all controlled wireless from the booth. To execute this, I consulted one of our Lyman High School engineering teachers, Ms. Aiken, in order to learn intermediate electrical engineering and be able to wire different pieces of hardware that were needed for the show, such as power supply and DMX decoders. I learned how to make the connections down to the bare wire, and the importance of safety measures when doing so. I used Chamsys to control intelligent lighting and the Home Element 2 to control our incandescent lighting features. So I was using two consoles to run the same show at the same time. So in conclusion, I would absolutely call this project a success. I think I learned a lot, and I feel absolutely way more prepared at the end of the year than I did at the start of the year. Thank you.